Hey everyone, and welcome to another explainer. Today, we're going on a high-energy detective mission into something that completely surrounds us all the time, yet is somehow often totally invisible. I'm talking about the super fascinating world of data. Because, well, whether you realize it or not, you are living in a digital world where literally every tap, every click, and every observation is a clue. And today, we're going to learn exactly how to read those clues. So here's our mission briefing for today. First, we'll answer, what exactly is data? Second, we'll uncover the 5 types of data. Third, we'll see how data is supercharging your decisions. And fourth, we'll learn all about organizing the clues. All right, let's dive right into section 1. What exactly is data? Let's get a handle on the basics. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, okay, what does data have to do with me? Well, did you know that you are actually a data-making machine? It's completely true. Just think about it for a second. That weather app you checked to see if you need a jacket today, that's collecting data from satellites. The map app your parents use to avoid traffic jams, well, that only works because thousands of other drivers are constantly sharing their speed and location data. Even your school report card is really just a collection of your attendance and your test marks. Your favorite playlists, the videos you watch online, honestly, it is all just data in disguise. But we do need to make a really crucial distinction here. Data itself, that just means raw information. I want you to think of raw data kind of like scattered puzzle pieces. You know, an exam mark over here, a temperature reading there, the number of friends you have. On their own, they're just scattered clues. They don't tell the whole story. But when we organize and process these raw facts, they actually transform into information, the finished picture. So a single test score is just raw data, right? But when you put all your scores together for the whole entire year, it becomes a processed report card that tells you exactly how you're doing. Moving right along to section 2, the 5 types of data. Let's go ahead and unmask data's many disguises. So data can actually come in a bunch of different forms, and each form has its own special meaning and way of being used. The 5 primary types of data we bump into every day are numerical, text, image, video, and sound data. Let's quickly look at what each of these looks like visually. First up, we've got numerical data. And just like it sounds, this is data made entirely of numbers. Basically, if you can count it or measure it, it's numerical data. Think about counting the number of pencils on your desk, measuring how tall you are, or solving a math calculation on the whiteboard. The numbers on those colorful fridge magnets, the symbols we use for counting, all of that is numerical data. Next, we have text data. This one is made up of letters, words, or sentences. Text data helps us put things into words. So your written name on a piece of paper, a list of names used to identify people, or your home address, that's all text data. But, it also includes the written messages and, yep, even the emojis you send in chats to your friends. Then there's image data, which is literally just like snapping a quick picture of your favorite dog. Image data is made up of pictures, drawings, or photos. Humans are super visual creatures, so pictures make it really, really easy for us to see and understand information instantly. Whether it's a photo of your pet, a cool illustration in a comic book, or a whole collection of images on your computer, it's a wonderfully powerful form of data. To round out our top 5, we have video and sound data. Video data consists of moving images that help us observe actions and understand events clearly. This is like watching a movie in a theater, joining an online class meeting, or checking CCTV security footage. Sound data, on the other hand, is made up of audio. It tells us what something sounds like. This could be a voice recording, listening to your favorite music, or probably my personal favorite, the sound of the school bell ringing to let you know the day is finally done. Okay, on to section 3, supercharging your decisions. Why do we even collect all this data in the first place? Well, the absolute biggest reason we collect data is for decision-making. I want you to think of data as a superpower that reduces uncertainty. Because when you make a decision based on data, you aren't just guessing, and you aren't just relying on opinions. You are using real information, solid patterns, and past results. For example, a teacher uses exam data to see exactly which subject a student is struggling with so they can step in and help. Or a store owner uses sales data to figure out which items are super popular and need to be restocked. Basically, data takes the guesswork out of life. Data also completely fuels the future. It forms the foundation of pretty much every scientific investigation. I mean, researchers don't just guess how to cure a disease or how to build a rocket, right? No way. They conduct careful experiments, observe the results, and gather massive amounts of data. And with this data, they look for patterns to test their assumptions. Trustworthy data is literally the fuel for advancements in medicine, space exploration, and protecting our environment. Without it, human progress would just come to a screeching halt. Oh, and it's also the ultimate shield for enhancing cybersecurity. Cybersecurity systems study enormous sets of data to look for anything weird or unusual. By analyzing login information, network traffic, and past access patterns, these computer systems can figure out exactly what went wrong during a hack and stop those threats from ever happening again. They literally use data to predict future vulnerabilities. How cool is that? All right, final section, Section 4, Organizing the Clues. Let's talk about how we actually sort all this data. So it all starts with collecting data, gathering clues from people, books, the internet, or science instruments. And honestly, you probably already do this all the time. If you go outside right now and count the total number of plants in your schoolyard, that's data collection. If you survey your classmates by asking about their favorite hobbies and writing down their answers, you're gathering clues. Even something as simple as measuring a plant's height every week with a ruler to see how much it grows is a fantastic way to collect and compare data. But wait, once you collect it, you can't just leave it in a giant messy pile, right? Effective data organization is absolutely critical so you don't lose your files. There are 4 main steps to doing this like a pro. Step 1 is classification, grouping similar kinds of data together. Step 2 is structuring, arranging that data neatly into separate folders or tables. Step 3 is labeling, giving your data correct, clear, and descriptive names so you actually know what it is. And step 4 is storage, saving your data in appropriate and secure systems. Let's look at a real-world example to see how this builds. Imagine a student has saved, say, 50 different images completely randomly all over their computer desktop. It's an absolute mess. Suddenly, he needs to find one specific image of a solar system for his science project. Yeah, good luck with that, right? Well, this is where he learns the importance of organizing data. By classifying his files, structuring them into a folder named School, labeling the specific file Solar System Diagram, and securely storing it, what was once a messy nightmare becomes a smoothly running system. And here is the ultimate aha moment for data organization, representing it in a table. Imagine a big family where everyone wants something completely different for dinner. The person cooking is getting super confused by a messy list of everyone's random preferences. But look at what happens when we structure that text data into neat rows and columns. We classify it by family member, food item, and drink item. Suddenly, we can see crystal clear that grandfather wants soft chapatis and warm milk, mother wants salad and fresh juice, and sister wants spinach rice and lemonade. This table transforms pure confusion into total clarity. And guys, that is the magic of organized data. So here is the absolute most crucial takeaway. Data isn't just something boring you read about in a textbook. It is the invisible force guiding our apps, our science, our security, and our daily choices. You are a data detective now. You can see the hidden matrix of your digital world. Which leaves me with one final big question for you. What kind of data are you generating right now, today, and how will it be used to make decisions tomorrow? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking great questions.